Okay, guys, Bruce back at you. Let's get into CONY and then a separate video for Misty. So, no rest for the wicked. Here we are. We closed at 207.6. Now, this was a nail biter, right? Because we, as you know, we were down at 203 and we had all these 207.5. The big bulk of contracts were at 212. We had some higher ones, but really, though, these two together, so we had 1,025 and 20. So like 93% of 6.5 million were all tied around 210 and 212. And then the next biggest amount was 207. So here we were, 199, all of a sudden come, Wednesday we jumped to, or Tuesday to 203, and then on Wednesday we went all the way to 219, and we're like, oh no, we're making it on the synthetic, but we're losing it on the weeklies. Then we dropped on Thursday to 199, even lower than I thought. And I said, well, they better buy it. They should have bought it at the end of the day. Now, granted, they ended up doing better than I thought. So most of the day, it traded between 207 and 211, right? So it was a nail biter. And all they have to do is be at that number or below, and they can buy them back for pennies. So luckily, they pretty much did that. By closing at 207.6, they never really got the premium off of this one. But I mean, we collected, here's my percentage for you guys. If you go back on we collected 97.58. So we captured 6.88 million out of 7,057,000. So we did awesome. Now, remember in the stats, we already have all that income showing on our payment tab. We want to keep all that income, right? So that's the end of that week. Here's our new ones, right? So going to 524, and let me show you on this. This is the detail, right? So what we did was we went out and we closed the 20 at 6 cents. 1 cent, 2 cents, 1 cent. It cost us 57 to do the 500, but big deal. We had sold that for 301. And then this one, the 210, that we had 1,025 of them, we paid 19. But again, we collected 2 something for one and 3 something for the other. So that was the 97, 98%. We did awesome. They didn't do anything with synthetics, but they went out because they closed all this out, which added to 22,430, and they wrote a new ending in week 524 at 3.1, right? So that's what is showing here, and the day before we had written the 215. Now that makes me a little nervous, right? Because coin hasn't really done Misty, but when you look at Misty, and Mister, that thing is flying, right? Now, we got hurt really bad in the synthetic, but we made it all, on the weekly, but we made it all in the synthetic. But we had to do a bunch of rolls in order to get the cash out of the synthetic, and I'll get into that. So you really learn these things after a few cycles of what all their options are. And I don't mean, that's a pun. What all their different strategies and things they can do. Options are just the vehicle they use. Ended up being a pun and it was unintended. Okay, so let's go look. So we covered May and we talked about that. We only really going to have one transaction on our call there, right? Whoops, I grabbed March and I want to grab May. So we only had the one transaction, but look what it netted us, 6.9 million, right? So that kicked us up to 20 million. The negative number is a positive. So that gave us 20 million on our short call income. So we're looking really good. But remember on CONY, we took that 85 million loss and we got it back to 81, and we're working that down. So that's the problem with CONY. but I'm still optimistic for a good payout. So here's the day before yesterday where we rolled a 524 and then the massive amount of contracts, right? And the problem is everybody can say go out to 230 or go out to 240, but this will be like $1. So the trade-off is, do they want to collect 2 million or do they want to collect 6 or 7 million? So they go conservative and hopium, right? Well, so far the hopium's kind of worked on coin because coin has that SEC issues and they're thinking, oh, maybe CME's going to come in and get into their business and their profits will go down. So I'm thinking they need another earnings coming up in another 6 or 8 weeks. I forget. I think it was, yeah, it could be, 2.5 months. So maybe, and if Bitcoin just runs far enough, which I'm thinking it will, then this is going to come along. It's just not going to be as explosive as, because there's really no reason for this not participating other than fear, and fear is often misguided. So let's look at our holdings. I left these on here just so you can see them, right? So we captured 93.81, this one that we paid 57 cents, 98.98. So out of the 7,059,000, we only had to buy back 170,000 worth. So that's why we got the 97.58. Okay, there were 125,000 shares added. I updated all the other math. We are setting on, because we sold more on the synthetics, right? That, let's see if they actually, did we place any trades? No, I don't think we placed any new trades. Those were on 516. So, we're behind, but we had been behind 40 million. Now we're only behind 23 million because we moved up 7 points. And we're not far. We'll get this we'll get this put way down once we move past the 220, right? We're at 207 and the strike price is 220. But it's only a paper loss. I'm not worried, especially with 719. So let's go look. Is there anything else in holdings? Let's see what our price is. We're priced at 2164 and it's right on what the share count and the assets are. So I did not update that because I wanted to leave all these, but I need to, after this video, I'll clear all this out and then I'll put the new ones in here. And we're slightly behind on the new ones, big deal. It's not much to fret about. Let's get into payment so I can get you guys out of this one. So we're still sitting here at the 81 because we didn't do anything on the synthetics, right? But this jumped way up, right? So we went from 40 or 50 cents up to 94 cents, right? So the issue is always going to be, can we get this to $1.50? If we can capture all these and not run it by, and frankly it looks feasible to me, then at the end of this week we're 94. Then next Friday we write another 7 million, right? We get another 35 cents and we get up to, $1.20. So unfortunately, I don't see a big payout coming. I see maybe $1.50. Okay, and we've been there before. We've been $1.07, right? So the problem is this 274. That's actually been coming down, though, if you look at it. We've had a 332, but then they only pay 2/3. So if we get up to $1.50, they could only pay us $1.07. So right now I feel super positive about $1 in payments and a possible of $1.50. But I don't see the 2.5 yet. Anything can happen. It could really run. But again, you don't want it to hurt your weekly. So that's what I got for you on CONY. Better news on Misty. So, this guy's going to pay you $1 to $1.50 right now. Let's see if we can pull out. And we're lucky, frankly, to get that. But then again, we would have made more on the synthetic had the thing really run. Okay, so this is Bruce signing out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's for fun and entertainment. Okay, see you guys. One more to go, Misty. Okay, bye for now.